CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you're with us on this Monday, May 25th. One man is facing a second-degree murder charge following a death in Kirkland Lake Friday evening. Provincial police say paramedics were called in to assist District of Timiskaming Social Services with a person who had suffered serious injuries. The person was taken to hospital but died of their injuries. A 44-year-old man from Kirkland Lake is still in custody. Police are not releasing the victim's identity at this time. The Timmins Fire Department responded to a blaze at a local dump yesterday. Crews were dispatched Sunday evening to Deloro landfill after reports of black smoke that was visible. According to the fire department, tankers from 4 stations were needed to put out the blaze, and waste operators assisted in suppression efforts with heavy equipment. The deputy fire chief says landfill fires have too many possibilities to confirm a cause. All right, it's time for your first check on weather. A mix of sun and cloud today, and the temperature is on the rise. How warm are things going to get? To tell us more, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman. Rick.
Well, we actually have a Humidex reading in the offing for Greater Sudbury tomorrow by just a couple of degrees over the expected high of 25. So it is warming up, as I had suggested last week. The batting average, Tony, looking pretty good after the weekend results of rain, some sun. And we got through that. We've got a nice sunny start to the week. Forecast radar is brought to you by CAA. Get your membership today, CAA.ca. We do have some precipitation moving through, filtering through the Northeast, of course, according to Environment Canada. We've got some nice temperatures, a nice streak in Sault Ste. Marie and other locales, so we'll check out some of the conditions and temperatures and a lot more coming up, Tony. 5-day forecast just minutes away.
Thanks, Rick. Greater Sudbury's Finance and Administration Committee has approved $500,000 for the Greater Sudbury Police Service to sponsor a dedicated speed enforcement initiative. What does this mean for motorists? CTV's Lindsay Aylick tells us more.
Since saying goodbye to the automated speed enforcement program, the city has received approximately $2.7 million from the province to be used for traffic calming measures.
There was 41 streets slated for traffic calming. Looks like we'll be able to do most of all of them. Plus with the police enforcement, plus with the drop in the speed limit, hopefully, we'll get people to slow down and be safe when you go out on the road.
While officials with Greater Sudbury Police Service say an operational plan still has to be approved by the board, this funding will allow officers to focus on high traffic and high complaint areas in the community.
It will be targeted enforcement by officers already employed, so there will not be any net new hires. However, these officers will be brought in to conduct traffic enforcement solely, so they won't be taking calls for service. Their tour duty will be allocated to traffic enforcement, whether it be speeding, school zones, distracted driving, any of the top complaints related to road safety in our community.
The funding follows the recent announcement on the permanent implementation of a 40-kilometer-per-hour speed limit on all residential streets in the city.
We can't speed bump and sign our way out of this problem. We need the police to be out there and be seen and remind people that they need to slow down and stop at red lights and things like that.
It's unclear as to when the funding will be rolled out. However, Dunn says the amount of officers and how often they will be able to allocate resources based on funding should be unveiled at the Police Services Board meeting on June 17th. Lindsay Aylick, CTV News, Sudbury.
The Anishinaabe Police Service has launched a new public awareness campaign aimed at a hidden form of abuse. It focuses on coercive control, a strategy used by abusers to dominate, isolate, and manipulate their partners. Police say warning signs include an abuser monitoring a partner's location, cutting them off from family, or dictating finances. Police say that these controlling behaviors are red flags. The campaign was prompted by concern over calls involving life-threatening assaults.
Really significant concerns that was identified to all the officers and community members was an increase in strangulation calls where there was a form of. And what we know from history is that when there is strangulation, there's a very high risk. It increases the risk of loss of life and serious bodily harm. So that's concerning.
As part of the campaign, the APS webpage on domestic violence has been updated with new tools to help individuals recognize the warning signs. Sault Ste. Marie Mayor Matthew Shoemaker is calling on the province to support the city's Power Action Centre to help laid off Algoma Steel workers. The center supports workers transitioning to new jobs, which Shoemaker says needs financial support. 1,000 workers were laid off in March when Algoma Steel moved to its electric arc furnace. The mayor, in a letter to the province, cites the growing need for skilled trades workers and the value of manufacturing jobs to the region's GDP, and notes these workers would need little training to move into other trades. The letter didn't say how much financial support is being requested. The province did provide an initial investment of $1 million for the center. A major expansion is underway in Sudbury's mining sector. On Friday, Becker Mining Systems officially broke ground on its new Canadian headquarters. Local dignitaries and industry leaders gathered, marking the start of construction on a huge new facility that promises to bring more jobs to the Nickel City. Founded in 1997 with a focus on mining safety devices, the company started with just 12 employees, but has since expanded to 45. The plan of the new building is to allow the opportunity to hire more workers.
And we expect it to turn roughly about 55 to 60 by the end of the year, and that's the intent behind the building. Is we've run out of space where we currently are. Our current building is about 19,000 square feet. This one will be 33,000 square feet, so almost double.
It's bringing additional technology, and anytime we can add businesses that are bringing new technologies and increasing even our domestic capacity in terms of offering supply and services, it's always great.
Officials say they're hoping to be in the building by May to June next year. It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Rick has your full weather forecast. Right now, we are heading to Mishipacotton Harbor in Wawa. And this live webcam is courtesy of the municipality of Wawa. It's 15 degrees. We're back in a few minutes.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
I've got to admit that being a weather, purveyor of information certainly has its benefits. So many people are so nice when they come up and say, Rick, great forecast, thanks for all you do. And for those of you who aren't so nice, I kind of figured you must be Leaf fans. Forecast radar, here we go. Some precipitation moving in. Yes, it is moving in. Overnight tonight, risk of a thunderstorm as you are about to see momentarily. And again, that will sweep through. More sunshine to return for the better part Wednesday and Thursday. We'll check out some of the temperatures as well. Right now, Sudbury Nickel Belt, chance of showers overnight at 25, 28 with the Humidex for tomorrow. Wednesday, Thursday, sunny skies, 22, 23. Chance of showers on Friday, but that's a couple of days away. 21 and 21 again on Saturday with the sunshine. Meanwhile, in Sault Ste. Marie, check this out. You got the chance of showers overnight, risk of a thunderstorm 18, then 21, 21, 21, 21. What a poker hand. 4 consecutive days of sunny skies. I like that in the Soo and Algoma. Meanwhile, in Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, showers for tomorrow off and on 23, 18 Wednesday, cloudy skies. Thursday, sunshine 21, chance of showers on Friday also at 21. 20 Saturday, part of your weekend, some sun and cloud, not a bad day after all. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, chance of showers, risk of a thunderstorm tomorrow. 25 your expected high. Wednesday, sun and cloud. Thursday, more of the same. 19 and 21 your daytime highs. And how about Friday? Rough start to the weekend. 60% chance of showers. Expected high around 20. More of the same in terms of the temperature. Saturday, 20 and some sun and cloud as part of your weekend. It gets a bit better as you'll see next hour on the 7-day forecast. North Bay, West Nipissing, chance of showers for tomorrow, 24. Here we go, 21 Wednesday, sunny skies. Sun and cloud Thursday, 22. Chance of showers on Friday at 20 and 19. Sun and cloud. Not a bad way to enjoy the day on Saturday, cutting that grass and getting rid of the dandelions. Where did the dandelions come all of a sudden? It's like an epidemic. So, Tony, here we go. We're last couple of days of the month of May. We got the dandelions and finally some warmer temperatures and sunny skies. I know you've been waiting for that. Back to you.
Yes, I have. Thanks for that, Rick. The Northern Tornadoes Project has completed surveys into the damage in Mattawa and the Huntsville area 1 week ago following a series of wicked storms. Officials with NTP say that 4 separate downbursts occurred. The first downburst in Mattawa had estimated wind speeds of 115 kilometers per hour. To read more on this story, head to our website, CTV News northernontario.ca. With the rising cost of groceries in Canada, could growing your own produce be the answer? CTV's Angela Gemmell digs into the story.
Canadians continue to avoid purchasing U.S. products, including produce. One food trend expert says that's making vegetables more expensive to buy as grocery store chains import from other countries.
Because energy is more expensive, so to move these products around, it's costing more. So that's why that section is highly vulnerable to geopolitics.
That has many Canadians looking to grow their own vegetables.
We have folks in the city who maybe they have a patio and they're still, making use of the space they have if they're interested in gardening, or folks, on acreage who were like, I want to convert a bit of space to produce a bit of my own food.
Jenny Fortier owns Northern Wildflowers, a plant and vegetable seed supplier. She says there's been increased interest, particularly for vegetable seeds. Even when growing their own produce, gardeners are asking about where the seeds are from, wanting to buy Canadian.
Customers are really thinking about, is it from here? Is it grown here and or processed here? How much of that supply chain is actually happening here? So customers are really, really aware of that, a lot more than they've been since I started in this space.
Charlebois warns it's hard to keep up a thriving produce garden and it's costly to get started.
But if you're committed to gardening, you will eventually amortize all the expenses that you made at the beginning, and it will actually be it will be financially interesting later on after a few years.
Charlebois' advice for those who want to try gardening without forking over a lot of money is to start within a community garden and make friends, since gardens tend to overproduce. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
Well, Sault Ste. Marie is overhauling its transit routes next month. Starting June 7th, the city will launch Sault Loops, a newly redesigned transit route aimed at improving stop frequency, reliability, and overall rider experience. According to the city, there will be 4 new routes added to the transit schedule, including routes in the east and west ends of the city. The full routes and schedules are available on the city's website. With the new Steve Omischel Sports Complex nearing completion, North Bay City Council will need to decide what to do with the Sam Jacks Recreation Complex in West Ferris. A report heading to Council Tuesday outlines the Sam Jacks Complex has been maintained for the last 10 years as a temporary solution until the new twin pad facility was built. Both a commission study by the city and the Recreational Facilities Master Plan say 6 ice pads are not needed in the community. The report is recommending demolishing the facility, but presents options to do a building conditions assessment or a less intensive study into the economic benefits of converting the building into some other public use space. It's a popular attraction in North Bay. Coming up on CTV News at 5, officials with the Heritage Railway and Carousel hope to transform the visitor experience on the waterfront. The popular mini train on North Bay's waterfront is getting a huge facelift. Plans were unveiled over the weekend, with a new train station being built and ready to go in spring 2028. CTV's Eric Tashner has that story.
For years, the Heritage Train and Carousel have been delighting riders, young and old.
It makes you smile. It makes you smile. It makes you happy on it. Joy, and it spreads to us. And we try to spread the joy to them as well.
A new $1 million platform will be constructed along the train loop, called the Redpath Mining Heritage Train Station. Half of the project's projected cost is covered through donations, including one from the Rotary Club of North Bay. The upgraded station will be for administration, tickets, souvenirs, kiosks, and one section will try and replicate an old train station.
We We're able to get some church pews from the Anglican Church in Temagami, which was deconcentrated back last year.
In 1994, the Heritage Railway Company opened, purchasing a steam and diesel engine along with 2 coaches. Fast forward to today, 3 trains run alongside 2 nearby carousels that attract thousands of families each year.
What we call the third generation families. Kids who were first rode it in 94, 95 are now parents, or even pushing grandparents, and they've got their kids or grandkids.
Construction of the new rail station is set to start fall 2027, with it complete in time for Victoria Day launch in 2028, giving this over 30-year-old waterfront attraction a new facelift. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
National Accessibility Week runs May 31st to June 6th, but Sudbury is kicking the week off early. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
Accessibility isn't just for people with disabilities, it's for everybody. The mom with a stroller can get in a building that has a ramp.
Today marked the start of National Accessibility Week in Sudbury.
All those hidden voices are now coming out. So when they see these events, when people with disabilities that have been hidden see these events and go, I have a voice too, it makes them come out. And then we learn and we grow. We don't grow unless we're learning.
It's important that we recognize national accessibility in the city of Greater Sudbury. We know we have a lot of more work to be done. However, we've accomplished a lot as well. So it's about celebrating where we're at, recognizing that inclusion is part of our everyday life and that we have to make it even more at the forefront.
The remainder of the week includes a bake sale, a walk, wheel, and ride-a-thon, among other activities happening throughout the city.
Once we start celebrating something, you see the community get more involved, and it opens their eyes to some of the challenges that people face with disabilities.
According to Gray, 37,000 people identify as having a disability in Sudbury, and there are still barriers to accessibility.
Accessibility needs, inclusion, diversity, equity. It's just our way of giving back to the community, because right around me every single day I'm surrounded by experts.
I'd like for the future to become truly universally accessible for everyone of all sorts of disabilities, whether it's physical, neurological, you name it. Try to include us all if you want us as customers or new buyers and so forth.
The week intends to highlight inclusion and to raise awareness about accessibility and create a more accessible path forward.
Ask yourself, who are we leaving out and how can we invite them in?
Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
A new tradition is coming to Manitoulin Island this weekend as firefighters prepare to push themselves to the limit. Final preparations are underway for the first ever Manitoulin Island Firefighter Challenge. The event will see first responders from across the north compete in full gear through 5 grueling events, including timed obstacles and real-world rescue scenarios. Organizers are asking visitors to bring a non-perishable item for the local food bank.
Firefighter safety is important, and you want to be able to muscle memory, do what you need to do to get out of a bad situation. You want to do what you need to do to rescue a fallen firefighter, or a victim for that matter. It can be a victim or a firefighter that you're rescuing. Camaraderie is really big, building a team rapport.
And the challenge runs this Saturday, May 30th from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Gore Bay Arena. What are they up to? When we return, we check in with Josh and Coop over at Pure Country. You're watching First at 5.
It's Josh and Coop from Pure Country Mornings in Sudbury. No shortage of winning opportunities on our station. And this week, a quick reminder, anytime, anywhere, we're giving away a $4,000 travel voucher plus $1,000 cash. This is your last chance to get in on that contest, so be listening for your chances to win.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on that opportunity, but you also don't want to miss out on this brand new iHeartRadio experience. Yes, this round, a chance to see Jelly Roll in Quebec City, Coop.
Oh, it is unbelievable. Get this prize. It includes round-trip airfare for 2 to Quebec City, 2-night hotel stay, 2 VIP tickets to see Jelly Roll at FEQ, and $1,000 spending cash. That is pretty sweet.
And what we love is that it is so easy to enter said contest. You just got to download that completely free iHeartRadio app. Make sure you're logged in and be listening to any participating station. Yes, including Pure Country 91.7. Be listening for at least 10 minutes consecutively, and you'll actually get a pop-up on your screen that prompts you to enter the contest. That is literally all you have to do.
Yep, all the details. And we do play Jelly Roll's music on our station, by the way. Pure Country 91.7 on the radio dial. You can stream us online too, purecountry917.ca. Our contest details are on our website, or, as Josh said, listen for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Our first community close-up comes to us from Sturgeon Falls. 10 days ago, Our Lady of Sorrows Catholic Elementary School celebrated its 50th anniversary. The Nipissing Parry Sound Catholic District School Board marked the occasion by bringing together students, past and present, families, alumni, board members, and community partners. To Sudbury now and Moonlight Beach, Linda Durkaj of Caperel sent us this picture of the calm waters early one morning as she was ready to enjoy a hike. Thanks for this, Linda. We are heading to Mattawa, east of North Bay, and Robert Lejam sent us these photographs of a wide selection of birds in his front yard, and also a video of grosbeaks, purple finches, juncos, hummingbirds, and sparrows. That is great video and pictures. Robert, thanks so much for thinking of us. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. North Bay's Discovery Roots and Hamilton-based New Hope Community Bikes held a special event over the weekend aimed at engaging with Indigenous youth. Discovery Roots Recycle Bikes Workshop visited Bear Island to provide cycling education and bike repair training. This event wasn't the first collaboration between the two charity groups. Discovery Roots and New Hope had partnered earlier in the year for a similar event on Bear Island, where the community had raised funds to provide bikes for local youth. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, folks, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.